Looking at number 2 reads, last year, a bakery sold W loaves of bread. This year, the bakery sold 3 more than twice the number of loaves of bread sold last year. When you see a question that's really wordy like this, it's testing your ability to translate that paragraph or word problem into an equation. So let's pay very close attention to keywords as we read number 2. So it says, last year, a bakery sold W loaves of bread. This year, the bakery sold 3 more than twice the number of loaves of bread sold last year. If next year the bakery plans on selling twice the number of loaves of bread sold this year, how many loaves of bread does the bakery expect to sell next year? As we're going through these problems, we want to look at words that signify operations like multiplication or addition. So in this case, we have the word more, and so more is going to indicate addition. Twice is going to indicate multiplication. Again, twice indicates multiplication. They're also indicating different variables. So last year will be a variable. It's represented as W, so W loaves of bread. This year will also be a variable. This year, the bakery sold 3 more than twice the number of loaves of bread sold last year. And so last year is our final variable, last year. If next year, the bakery plans on selling twice the number of loaves of bread sold this year, how many loaves of bread does the bakery expect to sell next year? And so that's what we're solving for, right? How many loaves of bread does the bakery expect to sell next year? Well, let's look over here. We have last year, right? Last year is represented by the variable W, or loaves of bread. This year, the bakery sold 3 more, which would indicate addition, plus 3 more than twice. So twice would indicate some type of multiplication, and that's twice the number of loaves of bread they sold last year. We know that W is going to represent that. So we took that sentence, this year the bakery sold 3 more than twice the number of loaves of bread sold last year, and we translated it into this sentence. So this year is going to be represented as 2 times W plus 3. Moving on to the next sentence, it says, if next year, and so that's our third thing we're solving for, next year, the bakery plans on selling twice, so times 2, twice the number of loaves of bread they sold this year. How many loaves of bread does the bakery expect to sell next year? So we know that next year is twice this year. Another way of writing that is 2 times what we came up with, right? 2 times W plus 3. So we must figure out how many loaves of bread does the bakery expect to sell next year. If you go back in what you've learned with Algebra 1, you might be familiar with a property called the distributive property. The distributive property is going to be useful when you see algebra in this form, where you have a coefficient or a number up front and some group in parentheses being multiplied by that coefficient. And all the distributive property says is that 2 gets multiplied with this 2W, and then it's going to get multiplied with this 2, 3. So we're left with 2 times 2w. And from this point on, I'm going to use parentheses to indicate multiplication. So 2 times 2w plus 2 times 3. 2 times 3. So when we multiply 2 times 2w, we get 4w, right? We're multiplying the coefficients, or the number up front. And then we want to multiply 2 and 3. That'll give us 6. So the amount of bread they expect to sell next year is going to be 4w plus 6. And so 4w plus 6 is going to be our answer.